Airport Authority, Signs Unlimited, Detsu Republic, and 4-Star Rentals.
And they are forming up. They're lining them up. So
102nd start for the Cigarette Hawk there. 102nd in its history right there on this start right here.
I thought they busted 100 recently. And
Yeah.
look at that. They're lining them up. Here we go. We're ready to go racing one more time. It's the Key West World Championships, the 42nd annual, presented by Performance Boat Center. Factory 450R ready to run. 7 laps here today, just over 33 laps, 33 miles. As we look at the TS Motorsports team, they're on the outside. Here comes the green flag. The race is on. Allez Vite. Let's go fast, ladies and gentlemen.
and look at GC go again.
So GC Racing off to the early lead. They won on Wednesday. Tank Saloon on the inside line as they head out to the more turbulent waters out at turn number 1. 3-pin turn at turn number 1. Then they'll head eastbound towards turn 2, a 2-pin turn just off Fort Zachary Taylor from the X Insurance Helicam.
They're going to come into the bump about right now, too.
Yep, that's where we saw in the last race for sure. It really started to get better. Now, the tide should have slacked off a little bit and finished its run out. So that's
Like you would
GC.
think, you'd think Lee Murray would know.
And he does. Guaranteed. If you got to have somebody in the boat, it's a local Key Wester in Lee Murray.
But GC is right back out front with
Yep, they're in the
Torrente
turn.
and Cabeza. They're in the turn, and no one really took a flyer there. But
They're about to.
yeah, yeah. Every time you get past that big expedition-looking yacht is usually where it starts to.
There we go. They're slowed down, too, quite a bit. They're trying to ride that boat over them just right so it doesn't get, up in the air.
Being very careful with it, trying to fly it as flat as possible. And they seem to be bridging the waves pretty well here.
Well, they are 39 feet, so these are the biggest boats we've seen in this yet, except for Batman and Predator. But that was calmer this morning.
They
Wasn't
are
it?
a little high on the left side there.
Yep.
They're the widest tunnel of the APBA national classes, 72 inches, even wider than the Super Cats.
Now the wave angle is going to change here on them coming back down into the harbor.
Yep.
See how wide he went out there, trying to get over closer to the beach to some calmer water. What is that?
Let's see.
That Hanks?
That
No,
tank's
that's
on the
not.
inside, but I wonder if that was that's a Doug Wright.
It looks like GC.
I wonder if it's Doug. It's 96.
They're pretty reasonably keeping the boats
I think
glued
that-
to the water, considering. And it appears it could be 96.
It could be Gladiator
there, or it
Canada.
could be Gladiator. It is Gladiator Canados. GC Racing has the early lead coming into the Monster Energy Drink fan zone here off the Truman Annex Outer Mole. GC with the
Second
early
is
lead.
Gladiator Canados.
Michel Carcente from France, and then
Third.
Marine Technology TS Motorsports is in third.
Hanks is in fourth.
Yep. And 151
151.
is running in fourth.
And here's Doug Wright in
And now,
sixth.
and now that lap will set the pace. Now they know what to expect out there. So that first time you're always nervous. They'll probably speed up now. Now they know what to
Because
expect.
Gladiator the other day, who's on our camera now, was out charging toward the front, and they took a huge flyer. There's pictures all over
Yeah, they almost went
social
over.
media.
And there's your leader in Factory 450R. That's Willie Gabeza and Sean Torrente, your winner from Wednesday in GC Racing. That's a 39 MTI with the twin 450R Mercury Racing engines built on the same block as the 300R, but it's supercharged. All that extra torque and horsepower, 150 plus. Great shot from the X Insurance Helicam over the top of GC Racing. What a beautiful livery on that boat.
And here's the Gladiator Canados. Canados? Is it Canados?
Canados.
Canados. And we learned the other day that Michel Carcenti actually owns that boat company over in France. And Scott Conrad, a very well-known name in high-performance boating, is a dealer down here for him.
And looking at your leader heading out now to turn number 1, it seemed as if that water didn't have the edge that it had a little over an hour ago. And I know these are catamarans and longer, but generally, boy, if it's rough there at the mouth of the harbor, you can see the boats getting air.
Drag race right there between Hanks and 151 Express. They went all the way out of the harbor, side by side, into that turn.
Okay, so 151 could have just made
They
up
just
a
went
spot.
around them,
Yeah, they could.
They had a very good run on Wednesday.
They were side by side, those guys, all the way back out until they got to that point right there when the water stepped up.
Yep, they definitely looked like they moved forward.
Your setup,
on the grid.
Your setup in this water has got to be 2 or 3 different things here. You know, you can be super quick coming out of here and then not fast out there, or you can be slow coming out of the harbor where it's smooth and then fast on the deep water. So it's a challenge to figure out what you want to do with the boat, you know, because the water's not very big here, but then out there it is.
Yep. And now
you're kind of picking and choosing your
Absolutely.
poison in a way.
It's the lesser of two evils on what you want to do.
looking overhead at your
inside.
top 2 boats on the outside there. That's GC Racing, the MTI on the inside. It's the 38 Doug Wright.
Whoa.
And now he's coming out because he has,
he pinched him.
he has the
yeah.
line
He took
to turn number 2. There at Fort Zachary Taylor on the inside now. That's GC Racing. And Canados goes to the outside, closest to the shore.
And that's the one thing that Willie did tell me the other day is that Sean is so dialed into all the the technical inside the boat, but also Sean has a driving school, so he can communicate very well with his driver on where to put the boat to be its most efficient, and they just defended that line
and that's
there.
a legal move right there.
Yeah.
That's their
That was a
turn.
great
They
move.
were the front boat. As far as they know, they can't see anything other than what their camera has. And so if you're side by side, you can't see those guys. So,
Yep. So
that was a 100% legal turn.
GC is still in the lead.
Into the
Gladiator.
yep, in second. Into the
Here's
Monster.
TS in third again.
So GC Racing continuing to lead. Gladiator Canados second.
Fourth
TS
now.
Motorsports.
151 moved up to fourth. Doug Wright fifth. So
It's definitely off the speed.
and Hanks is in sixth. So
That's Edwin Shear of Miami, a longtime powerboat racer, along with Key Wester Lee Murray in that 38 Doug Wright. All 6 boats running out on the first lap.
and here's the TS Motorsports with John Tomlinson and Taylor Sissom coming out. Is that coming out of Key West?
Yep, that's
they're
that's
coming
on the
over.
Key West
Yeah.
Harbor turn. There they are right there.
That's a real slippery turn down there. It's super smooth. The turn out in 1 and 2 is gigantic water. The turn in the harbor is nothing. It's completely flat down there.
Yeah, GC Racing running beautifully for the second straight race. It was the first podium for Willie Cabeza, and it was the first place finish
Yep.
for him. I mean, boy, he was sky high the other day, putting the Sean Torrente in the boat. I'm told that Sean Torrente will be back racing next year with Mead Family Racing.
Okay, so that'll leave a seat open.
Yep, for Willie. There they go, heading back out to turn number 1. Seems like these boats are negotiating this water pretty well.
It's just a matter of can someone reel in somebody else, and it looks like they're holding station right about now as far as the gaps in between.
Back in third, that's TS Motorsports, Marine Technologies 39, your reigning world champ in Factory 450R, the leader of this sport. Helped put it together Taylor Sissom of MTI, along with Johnny Tomlinson, the great throttleman veteran, world champion of over 24 worlds in his career in various classes. We look again at your overall leader now, the Carcente boat from France. Michel got a little air there as they got out of the water, props out of the water. Of course, you want to keep the props in the water
Yep.
and keep that boat moving forward as Torrente settles it down. And Cabeza on the wheel will now bring it up to the pin and turn it into the harbor. It's a 2-pin turn at number 2, coming in on lap number 3 of 7. GC Racing appears to have extended their lead very slightly over Gladiator Canados.
And that's just that forward progress.
Canados was on him last time around turn 2. This time, like you said, it's
right.
a much bigger gap there coming through.
He's going inside the course now,
Yeah,
too.
Gladiator was able to take
Yep.
the inside lane that he wanted last time. He got pushed out last time,
That's
so
right.
I wonder if that's where the pace got lost and, GC had that open water, that clean water to run in.
Yeah, back into the Monster Energy fan zone. Your leaders in front of the crowds here in Key West Harbor. GC Racing continuing to lead after lap number 3 of 7 in Factory 450R.
He closed up on him, too, in that turn.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure did.
Don't count him out,
And they have people on land telling them too, and
they're spotting.
communications. So
GC Racing turned that lap at 85 miles an hour. Here comes Gladiator. in
That's
second.
not a bad average speed for this water.
Here comes Marine Technologies in third.
Don't look now, the Express is coming up,
Yeah.
taking a lot of space up.
yeah, they're making the biggest move so far.
And here comes Doug Wright Powerboats. And Hank's Saloon right behind them, 5 and 6 on the grid.
It's a hard day for gear cases out there today.
Hey,
Yes.
you remember that 96 boat, the red Doug Wright boat? My goodness, it was upside down in Clearwater. What a ton of work that Manatee Marine and Ricky Maldonado had to do to put that boat back together. And you can't imagine that it's running exactly as they had hoped. The boat's set upside down for quite a while. GC Racing, your leader in Factory 450R. These big 450 engines, very impressive. Again, on the same block as the 300R, but the supercharger gives them all that extra horsepower, and it's
Whoa.
the torque. Man,
if we can look back a little bit to
Yeah.
TS, all of a sudden Johnny's.
Yeah.
And Express is
MTI.
too.
And
And
then-
Express is pulling right along with them.
yeah, battle for second and third right now.
Don't look at
Because-
fourth. Watch fourth here. Watch that fourth place boat.
It's true.
Well, TS finished third on Wednesday, so if they could get up one spot,
They got him here. They got him going out there. Gladiator's definitely not as fast.
They just passed them on the screen.
Yep. So-
Remember how far back the Marine Technologies was on Wednesday. They had a bad start, and they had to move
Yep.
all the way. They did. They moved all the way from the very back up to third to finish on the podium.
So they made their move earlier today, also starting from the same lane. So they must have taken a more aggressive approach on either one or two to get them all ready.
I almost feel like Gladiator's giving the pin to Express
It
there
looks
as well.
like he is, yeah. It looks like
Yeah.
he's moved outside. I think he's got some
Yeah.
problems going on in there.
A little
He's-
bit,
Yeah.
of a little bit of a hard
Yeah.
launch into a wave by GC Racing. The rest
he's
of the
still
boats
third.
are,
He's still in
the
third,
boats are passing Malia there. That's at turn 1, 3-pin turn. Now
Yeah.
heading eastbound towards turn number 2, just off Fort Zachary Taylor.
But it sure looks like 151 is trying to
They're on the outside of him.
go on
coming
the
up.
outside. Oh, they just got a little light there. And
From
this
the
is
X-Insurance.
Gladiator Canados from the X-Insurance helicopter. And we're grateful for this because we did not have this Wednesday.
Yeah, that's 2 and 3 right there.
Yep.
There's a special thanks to all of our team for working together to put together some of the snafus we had. Great work from Extreme Angles and the camera crew here. Had a nice shot of all of the racing here today. And here comes your overall leader. This is GC Racing. Willie Cabeza, Sean Torrente, and the 39 MTI into the Monster Energy fan zone. And in through lap number 4 of 7 in Factory 450R. Holding 85 miles an hour again. Got that boat set in. And now
TS is up to 2.
Yeah, now in second, TS Motorsports.
Here comes Express trying to find his way.
Just in front, Gladiator Canados from France, Michel Carcente with Irvin Grant. And in third,
Catch these two in that turn on that camera. This would be a good turn right here. They just came inside of them.
Yep.
So
Now
Gladiators on the
TS
outside.
is inside of
Yeah.
Gladiator.
Gladiator in 151 in fourth, 96 Doug Wright Powerboats holding fifth. And here comes our 6th boat. All 6 boats continuing to run
Get in the turn.
just over the halfway point here in this race.
Yep.
Express comes out of that turn in the lead.
There it is.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
That's our shot right there. Yep. I don't know. Gladiator's pouring it on the
Yeah,
inside,
that's-
too. It's a
that's-
fight right there.
this
This is a dogfight right here. If we
Yeah.
can stay with this.
Yep, Gladiator's going to pull on him, and then 151 will probably pull right back. That's the prop selection right there. That's your difference in setup right there.
Yep.
One setup for big water, one setup for the smooth water in the harbor, and this is a prime example of what that looks like right here. You know, Gladiator's going to be super fast coming out, and then watch this 151
Yep.
Express right here. Just walk around him because he's got a better setup for this water.
Well, and you know what? This is also, even though they're young,
That's a great shot from the camera guys right there, too.
Nick,
Yep.
and,
Out of the
Nick
helicopter.
and Ian have been boating together for years out on Long Island, so it's knowing each other.
Yep.
You know, Michelle and Irvin haven't been together in a boat as long as those two have. I can almost guarantee that.
No, they're doing a great job in that Gladiator.
But I will say this, Michel Carcente has been racing for well over 20 years, very
Yep.
seasoned veteran. He's raced X-Cat, and he's raced here across the United States. And boy, the young guns, 151 Express, Nick Impression and Ian Morgan, they've got the right setup, and they're falling into it here as they head out to turn number 1. They've taken 3rd place from the X-Insurance Helicam, 151 Express, a podium finisher from Wednesday. So your overall leader, GC Racing.
Yep.
They're just running their own race out there. Nobody to bother them out in the front, trying to stay in the front. You know, like you asked the other day, what do you do in this situation? They're just not letting anybody pass is their main goal right now. Just stay in the front, run your race, nice and safe, keep it in the water. and don't make any sudden movements.
And don't let your brain run away with all those
That's
little
right.
things you're hearing.
Yeah, this is a nasty turn right here.
What was that? What was that? But Sean's flying it nice and level.
Yep.
The boat has looked.
TS is close in that turn.
It's
Yeah.
looked clean all day.
The wind has dropped down from
Yep.
13 to 10, and the tide did go slack, so it was just going low at 12:30. So now we're kind of in a slack tide. I think that's showing that why the water is laying down a little bit more right now. To keep an eye on the wind conditions later on this day.
Yeah, so here comes GC. Let's see where TS is going to be.
Yeah, they're probably picking up speed, it looks like
Yeah.
to me.
You start to hear that Johnny Tomlinson's behind you. You're going to start to probably pick it up a little bit.
Yeah. He's coming in hot, too.
Yeah, he is.
There they are, Marine Technologies in second. Taylor Sism, Johnny Tomlinson. Now in third, 151 Express.
Yep.
And look at the Doug Wright even trying to make up on the Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator, they're still in there, and here comes 96, Doug Wright.
Yep.
Ricky's not slacking on those throttles in there either. He's pushing Aiden all the way to the limit with that thing.
Now
Yep.
running third and fourth.
And Aiden Logan, I did notice today, had a wrap on his hand.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
He had gauze and a wrap on his hand, so he did something in Wednesday's race that.
Hanks is having trouble today.
Yep.
They're gonna make their laps. Look like they're maybe one motor up there. No, they got both of them on. I can see two rooster tails coming out of the turn.
Yeah. This is off camera, but GC Racing is not messing around because he just opened that up.
He sure did. Well, I think he really has it dialed in for that front straightaway. That's where he took off initially, and that's where he's really getting a lot of it. Coming back through the harbor, I think he's taking it a little bit easy and
He's
and
holding
making
it.
sure.
Yep.
151 looks like they're trying to run down TS Motorsports out there.
But Wednesday was all MTI on the podiums, right?
That's correct.
So it looks like
That's where we're at right now.
I'm not saying it yet.
But
They got 2 laps left.
Yes.
yeah, 3 MTIs up front at this moment. GC Racing heading out to turn number 1.
You never
Now
wanna-
heading southbound into the very the long edge of this course. It's the widest at turn 1 to 2. And overhead with the X Insurance Helicam, over top Michelle Carcente and Irving Grant, and that the beautifully prepared 38-foot Doug Wright, Gladiator Canados.
And that name on the side there where it says Opak Mare, that's a European builder of the gangways and the because overseas you get on and off a boat with a gangway or
Right.
what they call a passerelle. So Michelle's brought some international sponsorship with him as well. And here we see the Doug Wright boat, and those guys have a slot reserved for Class 1 for next year, and I think they may even do double duty with a brand new Doug Wright 450 boat as well.
Yeah, I heard that they had a completely brand new one that'll come out next year. What a beautifully colored boat. What a great sight it is to see running on the water. Lower profile than the MTIs, Eric.
Yep.
Well, they both run so well, and they each have their own characteristics.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, when Randy Sisson was with the Victory team,
Look at that.
Looks,
Ooh. Speaking
boy,
of
Marine
systems doing
Technologies.
things. Here comes Johnny.
Torrente just
Johnny and
saw him
Taylor.
in the rearview mirror.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he put a little bit of gas on there because Marine Technologies was on the catch-up there.
Yeah, they're right on the
Catching
back door.
them coming into the Monster Energy fan zone. Well, we have a duel now for first to second. That's on the outside. GC Racing on the inside, defending world champion Marine Technologies.
Here comes GC. Oh, wow. Yeah,
They're
they've
close.
made up a lot of time.
About 4 boats back.
Yeah, GC was down to 82 miles an hour on that lap and now just trailed by seconds by TS Motorsports Marine Technologies Incorporated.
This will be decided by the turn here, who comes in and out of this turn the fastest.
Last lap on it, too.
Yep.
Now's the time to make the move.
Into the last lap, and I tell you, 151 Express gets stronger as the day goes on as well.
There we go, helicopter shot, turn
Third
1,
place
3.
goes to 151 Express. Gladiator Canados is in 4th place.
They give him any room down there?
But, you know,
Can we get in the harbor on that camera?
Yeah, the
GC came out on front.
yeah. But we're looking still at Gladiator Canados right here, I believe. But, you know, or is this Doug Wright?
This is Doug Wright coming in.
Doug
the
Wright
turn,
coming in,
too.
in 5th. See if we can catch the lead boats as they head back out to
Yeah.
Key West Harbor. So GC Racing looks like they had a better turn, pulled away just a second or so.
That front straightaway has been his all day. That's where he's been dominating.
But Marine Technologies was making it up on the outside of this course, where they're heading right now.
And that's the one thing yes, we all agree Johnny Tomlinson is the best or one of the best, but think about the abilities that Taylor has built in the last 3 years at the wheel of that boat.
She's doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely, yeah, no doubt. There's no denying that. And again, it's just the thought of Johnny Tomlinson. It's like, Jordan's coming up behind you. Come on now,
Yeah, but even if you look at the deck of that MTI, that's all aerodynamically designed. When he was at the Victory team, I think Randy actually worked a little bit with Boeing engineers designing the decks of those Class 1 boats just to get maximum aerodynamic efficiency out of them. So nice when you have those resources.
Absolutely.
All right, so GC Racing continues to lead. This is the final stretch, final time around the wall and heading towards turn number 2.
Can they close it?
This is where we made up the room last time, 1 and 2.
Cabeza and Torrente.
They're probably bending the throttles coming down this straightaway right here.
And here they come, making their approach.
They sure look like
they're going to catch them.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Turn that. There you go, right here. Here they go. They're going to get them.
He's on the inside.
Oh, they got him. They're going to get the turn.
He sure is.
Marine Technologies looks like they have edged in. They're on the inside line. Who's going to get there first? It appears that Marine Technologies may have gained an advantage.
Did she
now she's
fall
got to
off?
hold it.
Oh, he's right there.
Pushing to the outside.
Boy.
No?
Here we come.
It looks like Marine Technologies may have gotten around,
They're
got
on the
to the
inside.
inside.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
inside,
did.
yeah.
They did. They got around them and pushed CG Racing to the outside.
Oh, boy,
the
what a
crafty KG veteran, John Tomlinson on the throttles,
He is
has
not
come
letting up.
around on the last lap as they come into the Monster Energy fan zone. This is your finish for Factory 450R, and your winner today, come from behind win for Marine Technologies Incorporated. Taylor Sism, John Tomlinson, your winners here today.
What a race, man. What a race.
Talk about a showdown for Sunday.
GC Racing led all the way, falls back to second. Willie Cabeza on the podium again with Sean Torrente. Big win for Taylor Sism and John Tomlinson, your reigning world champions in the Factory 450R class.
They caught up every inch of that race in that rough water.
That's absolutely huge for the
Between
point
1 and
standings.
Yeah, but look at this. One of the Doug Wrights is around. No, yeah.
Oh, Gladiator
Later
got around
Granados.
Express.
Yes. Oh, he did.
Granados got third.
Boy, the savvy veteran from France, Michel Carcente, gets around the young guns of 151 Express, and Gladiator Canados is now in third to finish the day on podium.
Michelle Carcente just fed me my words for lunch.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hope he put a nice sauce on it for you.
Wow, that makes the standings
Well, if it's
10-point
French,
difference
it would
there
be
for
truffle,
TS
right?
Motorsports.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
Taylor and Johnny went from 6th place starting to fought their way to first place win.
And the
Good job.
96 Doug Wright with Logan Adon and Ricky Maldonado finishes up in 5th. And finishing up in 6th, we just saw Hank Saloon coming. All 6 boats coming through for the win today. The final overall average speed the entire course was 89 miles an hour today in Factory 450R. Your winner today is Marine Technologies, the TS Motorsport. Taylor Sism with John Tomlinson. Here's Hank Saloon. That's Lee Murray and Edwin Shear. They take 6th here today, all 6 boats.
Well, they were running hard,
finishing.
too. Wonder what happened there.
And Willie Cabeza is going to be seeing John Tomlinson in his nightmares for the next 2 nights.
Yeah, well, he won't be the first one.
I don't think
Yeah.
think Sean will, because Sean, say what you will, the boy does not lack confidence.
He does not. He does not.
That really opens the door. If whoever wins between those two is
Yep.
pretty much your world champion. It's a 10-point difference going into the next race on Sunday, so it really doesn't matter. They might as well be tied right now where they're at.
That's the way it should be. You know, just right down on just battle it out.
Yep. Well, the Express holds an outside shot there to really upset
Yep.
some things and could come in with a win on. They need a win and help for the Express, but otherwise it's a 2-boat race between TS Motorsports and that GC Racing after that today.
Yeah, exciting racing there. TS
Next up,
Motorsports
Super
coming
Cat.
back from back at 3rd, and remember they have the outside position on the start, so they fight their way up, and by lap number 4 they're up to 2, and then on the very last lap they pull around GC Racing that had the lead all day long. Also, kudos to Michelle Crescente, Gladiator Canados, as they, they gave up second
Yep.
and then fell back to fourth. And then, 151 Express had been running well the last 3 laps of the race, and they got around them to finish ahead of them and finish on the podium.
Gladiator was right there on that one turn, that one time on turn 2, almost had the lead there on GC. Another 100 yards, they might have actually been able to take him over because you see that GC just had trouble between 1 and 2. They had the front straightaway, they were the dominant boat, but in the back straightaway, the backside there between 1 and 2, they struggled. That's where TS really had it zoned in. And the Gladiator said they were right there, so great run for them as well.
Yeah, that could be a multitude of things: prop selection, weight selection, where they have it distributed in the boat, how they're set up, and there's lots of things out there. But again, this is like a 3-race course out here, you know.
And you had to take your guesses where you take them.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah, we look at your winner here today. That's the Marine Technologies TS Motorsports,
The look
Taylor
on,
Sissom,
yeah,
and
the look
Johnny
on
Tomlinson.
The look on Taylor's face this morning when she drew lane 6 again.
Yeah, it was like,
She just was like, "Oh, you're kidding
You
me."
know, sometimes lane 6 isn't that bad. You know, they ask us all the time, "Do you want the pole? Do you want outside?" And I really, honestly, don't ever want the pole position. You know, you get to that turn and you're squeezed in. You have to slow down so
everybody's trying to
much.